Hey, what's going on, guys? Hex Competitive back into the brand new video. And yeah, not, it may say reaction, it may say ReZero, but I feel as if this show allows me to make videos that are just so special because of the passion that I get from the series. And, this episode is not an exception to that. This episode was absolutely phenomenal. That first season, that season one, some of the stuff that we need to know in order to know what's going on is finally starting to become full circle, right? And we like with Roswaal and Beatrice. But let's actually just start from the beginning because I feel as if I jump around, I may actually get a little messy in this video. So just jumping from the beginning, though, I mean, finding out who Beatrice really is, right? A spirit, which couldn't have been like necessarily the craziest thing. I think maybe some people actually maybe someone expected that. But to find out she's Echidna's daughter and or Echidna is the mother in which she speaks of, that carries a lot of weight. Now Subaru has even more questions. How did Echidna know Subaru was coming to this place? Because you got to think about it. The Witch of Envy is supposed to be the witch that brought him here. How did Echidna place Beatrice in that library for 400 years and say the contract won't be broken, you got to stay here until that person, who is Subaru Nagasaki, arrives? How did she know that? That means some shit's been going on for a while. And that means I just think that adds a few more layers to all this. There's no way she would have known that he's been coming for this long. And it just doesn't make sense. Because why would, one, the Witch of Envy wasn't friends with them. Two, she killed them all off. And three, she wasn't friends with them. So why would she tell them any details? How did she know? Maybe it's that book, right? I guess that kind of connects all the witches together in a sense, but at the same time, we do have Roswaal with one, and he knows about Subaru. I don't know if he knew he was going to arrive, but we'll get there in a second because I do want to stay on course. So that changes the game. But that whole scene is amazing because we get to see emotion out of Beatrice that we didn't think she had. Finding out her one true wish was actually for Subaru to allow her to meet her demise because he's so tired of being in that library. Whenever Subaru said, "You won't say that you want to die in front of me," she responded with, "That's selfish." I understand that. You've been trapped in that room for 400 years. Or bound, I should say, to that room, because obviously she can come out of it. But you've been bound to that room for 400 years, right? And that makes damn well a lot of sense why she feels that way. She's been so lonely. She's helpless now. She knows so much, but yet she's experienced so little. I think it's really a way to put it, since she's been bound to that room in a sense, right? She can't just leave the room. She can, like in the sense of like ditch it and never come back. Like she's drawn to it. She's supposed to come back. And I'm not sure if I'm reading too much into this or I missed the subtext here. The book's not telling her to do anything else. So is she actually bound to the room because it's habit now? It's a part of who she is, or is there more to that? I think if we move down the line here and we talk about Mally, let's move on. That little girl during that whole the evil puppy arc, the Mobbeast arc, is the one that sent those Mobbeasts. You got to read in between the lines. She's the one that has caused all of this. She's the informant, right? Isn't she? I mean, okay, so what we do know is the villagers went back to the barrier. Okay, check. Well, no one's in the village. So that means Mally left too. So one, she knows where the villagers are, and two, she knows that, of course, Subaru probably is gonna leave that place because she probably has a mobbies watching him in the barrier. I'm sure there's, if she can control him and she actually is a human, I'm sure she can go in and out of the barrier as she pleases. Of course, I don't have that information to make that a full-on statement, but that's just my hypothesis, my educated guess. She's the one probably spying on with mobbies, and every time he comes to the mansion, they'll alert. Oh, gotta tell Elsa. Oh, we're already here waiting. This is planned. This is something that they planned for what reason? I don't know. They won't tell us that. That's the point of the story that they're trying to. That's the point, right? We're supposed to keep us invested and stuff like that. But I'm dying to know actually who sent them. Where are you from? You are a group of people, obviously. Elsa, we see that you have an accomplice. So obviously there's a group of people. You're being paid off. You're probably some assassination guild is what I would imagine. And that's just absolutely dumbfounding to me. I don't, it's hard to tell who actually is the informant, but in a concrete manner. But in a sense of obviousness, I think it has to be Mally, of course, especially knowing that she can control Mobius, which, of course, she could have Mobius spy on Subaru all day long, and you would never know if they're doing it from a distance. So at the same time, let's take a look at, Amelia. Now, there's a lot of questions with, I don't even know what I'm going to title this video, but it may have something to do with what I'm about to say. Amelia, you become mentally unstable and you go chaotic in a sense, right? You saw how she is treating Subaru. She kissed Subaru, and that's what the title Taste of Death was supposed to be, right? He was there meeting his demise after all the rabbits and whatnot were, of course, oh my gosh, the scene that we saw there. But he still wanted to see her. He still wanted to go talk to Amelia. And just before that, it makes me wonder if Subaru's head will be in the wrong place now, because Roswaal even stated to Subaru, he's like, you need to disregard everything. You need to have one thing that's your priority, and if that's Amelia, and didn't directly say it, then that needs to be your priority. That needs to be her. If you want to become like me, which is ruthless, uncaring, but yet at the same time, it begs the question: what does Subaru do? Where does he go from here? Amelia was so off her rocker that who knows what her past was. She lost her mind just as Subaru did. Think about this. This is kind of a reference to Subaru whenever he lost his mind. Amelia's in this same state if she gets pushed beyond that point. And Subaru, it goes to show that Subaru is her anchor and one of the people that can actually keep her from losing herself. But so was Puck, right? And we saw Subaru's reaction. Subaru's reaction makes so much sense, it's not even funny. If you truly love someone and you know they haven't reciprocated those feelings, you may be thrown off whenever they react in a way in which Amelia did, which is illogical. Amelia's not that affectionate, especially in a physical manner. She doesn't say stuff like that. Even if she did care about Subaru, she wouldn't say it like she is some demonic, possessive presence. You could tell she is a nut job. You know what I mean? You could tell by the way she is saying what she is saying. Those are the things we love to hear, but not in the manner in which she was saying them. That would drive you nuts. Think of if someone loves you because they were like possessed or something like that. It was just so illogical. Or they are loving you because of some kind of mental hurdle, or because they are forced to because of like family, you know what I mean? Like marrying into a noble family and stuff like that. And if you truly love that person, but they're showing you affection in a manner that does not logically make sense, even though that's what you desire most, it's also going to hurt you the most, because what you desire most is not being presented in a genuine manner. So, I mean, I think that's something that people need to think about. Now, if we go on, though, and keep looking at this, it makes sense that Subaru reacted that way, right? I mean, it totally makes sense. Let's hop on to and go to the next thing. Let's talk about what the hell is going on. Well, actually, excuse me. Now, at the same time, Amelia was not on the ground whenever Subaru woke up that one time with Echidna. Was that the Witch of Envy, or was that Amelia who lost her mind? I mean, the face looked the same. The hair over the eyes, if we look at what Amelia looked like, her hair was over her eyes for the most part. Whenever, or that Witch of Envy had her hair over her eyes, so you couldn't see the actual face. All these different kind of things. And I don't know if I'm like forgetting some kind of visual that we got. I don't think we got a full-on visual of what the eyes of that witch look like. But, I mean, I thought it was the Witch of Envy. We're under the impression that it was the Witch of Envy. Subaru thought it was the Witch of Envy. But at the end of this, did he realize, wait, this is Amelia. It's her whenever she becomes unstable. She is someone who actually has a monstrous aura, a monstrous power. Now, let's take a look at Roswaal. Roswaal's someone that just literally, you saw what he did to Ram in order to attack Garfield. Now, my question is this. Why was Ram smiling? But as we promised, this soul will be yours as the promise I made you. I'll keep my promise. And then she smiled. Is it because, like, I don't understand why she was smiling. Was she referring to Garfiel's soul? Does Ram have a thing for Garfield? Was she referring to taking his soul to bring her back? I don't understand that comment fully. I can jump to logical conclusions like, oh, he's going to take her soul and then bring her back to life. Oh, Ram's so infatuated with Roswell that she's happy that she's just of use to him in such a crucial way. Oh, Ram is someone that was happy to be let free of maybe Roswell. I don't know, man. I just don't freaking know. The show is can put things out in the open and give you answers, but they'll make it so damn hard to even if you recognize there's foreshadowing in the scene, it will make it so hard for you to pick it up on, and that's what it should be. Because whenever we get the revelation, we go back and like, oh my gosh, now I understand why you said that. It makes sense. Sometimes you can give foreshadowing that doesn't actually have answers in the scene until you see that scene. Like for instance, let's say we find out what Roswell meant by that comment to Ram, and we have no idea what it means now, but it may be an instance to where we will not be able to, in any logical manner, know what that foreshadowing means until we've get it explained to us, and then we're like, oh, okay, now I see why he said that. So you can do it like that, or you can be like Attack on Titan and have scenes like Ymir reading that can off right in front of us, even though it's in a different language, which doesn't make sense because that's supposed to be the only place in the world, and it's right in front of you, stuff like that. But they do it in a way to where it's so smooth and so natural to Ymir in Attack on Titan whenever she reads the can off that we didn't even pick up on it. ReZero does it in a way that's very vague, but everything is calculated, everything has a reason. I mean, Roswell knows Subaru can return by death. We know that now. He knows. There's no secret. He knows. Beatrice knows. People around him have known. That changes the game immensely. Who's Roswell's master? Who's he working for? Is he a spirit for a witch as well? I would assume Echidna, but it seems as if the Mathers, the Roswell Mather, the Mathers are someone who were friends with Echidna. So it's probably not him being just a spirit of Echidna as well as Beatrice. It's probably him maybe being himself, because the Mathers are supposed to be known as a family. Like, they've been around. They're not just some spirits from what it seems. So, I mean, man, what is the plan, though, that Roswell mentions? What exactly is he going for? Who knows? He couldn't tell because of a vow. It makes me think of a witch. It makes me think that he's probably friends with a witch. He's a spirit of the witch. I don't know. But at the same time, like I just said, the Mathers have been around. They've been allies with, like, Echidna, the Witch of Greed. So it makes me think that he is an actual person. And then let's go to the last part of this video. And the last thing that I wanted to talk about and happened in this video, or in this show, was me staring at my computer screen, not knowing what the hell to think, but trying to just conjure some kind of ideas. What a show. What a great show. What a impressive show. Man, what an impressive update to GarageBand as well. I don't know. I may prefer dark screen, but I kind of like this white grayish, dark grayish mix they got going on. And they actually put a timer instead of beats per minute. Thank gosh. But other than that, guys, I'm going to end the video here. I'm delusional just as much as Subaru is. I'm delusional just as much as you guys are. I don't really think. The show is amazing. Things are starting to come full circle. And I appreciate you guys watching so much. And I'll see you guys next week for the next reaction. And is it the final reaction of Season 1, Part 2, and then we're off for 3 months? Or do we have 2 more episodes of this season? Season 2, Part 1. Season 2, Part 2 will air in December, just for people, January, December area kind of timeline. So just letting you guys know. But other than that, though, I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Thanks for watching, guys, so much. Wow, what a great freaking show.